Welcome back, everyone. Following them once again making their way through the play-in tournament, for the third time now by the way, the Lakers have another rematch on their hands, and this time with the reigning NBA champion Denver Nuggets. And while that is without a doubt a tough matchup, it's not like they are both the same teams compared to last year. Not only with who they have on their team, which I would argue the Lakers upgraded while the Nuggets downgraded a little bit, but with how they actually play as well, with that being particularly true for the purple and gold. And with that in mind here, I think people are writing off the Lakers a bit too quickly. Again, definitely a tough matchup for them, but I think they are fully equipped to take it on. And we're going to talk about why they are actually a dangerous opponent for the Nuggets. In fact, maybe the most dangerous of any Western Conference team. Simply put, the playoffs are entirely different compared to the regular season, and there are few teams that are better equipped for that kind of environment, with that obviously being particularly true for their leader, LeBron James, aka the all-time leader in playoff points and minutes. Not only that though, but a large part of their team is built for a playoff environment. They literally made their team with that in mind after all, and now they can take full advantage of it. The only problem being that they're not quite fully healthy, which is the only thing holding their team back a little bit. We've talked about it before, but they are missing a key piece in Jared Vanderbilt, though he might be able to make his way back during round 1, along with a potential strategic player in Christian Wood, who might have been able to help them in this particular matchup. But then on the other side, the Denver Nuggets are pretty much fully healthy, the only difference being that they lost a very key player from their playoff run last year, with that being Bruce Brown Jr., who really wreaked havoc on the Lakers in particular. I mean, you could also mention Jeff Green, but Bruce Brown happened to be the one that gave the Lakers a lot of trouble, and with him no longer being a part of their team, that will definitely have an effect on how the Lakers match up with them, both from an offensive and defensive standpoint too. But while the Denver Nuggets lost a key player from that matchup, the Lakers were able to add a player that could help them. And not only that, but one that's very familiar with Denver in a playoff series, with that player being Gabe Vincent, a guy that played against them in the NBA Finals. And then another noteworthy addition for them would have to be Spencer Dinwiddie, who has yet to be a part of their team when they play Denver, and with him being another defensive-minded backcourt player, that should theoretically help them do a better job against Denver's backcourt, which will be a big part in their ability to win. And if you compare what they have on their team now compared to last season, I think they were able to upgrade. Sure, Dennis Schroeder helped them get to that point, but he was really not that effective during the conference finals. And then other than him, they did not lose a single major contributor from that team. And not only that, but I think they learned how to more effectively use the players that they do have, with that being particularly true for guys like D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura, both of which have the ability to make a big impact on this series. I think we all know about the rough time that D'Lo had against them last year, which I feel like some people have mentioned every single day since then, but they have definitely found a way to get more out of him, and I think that will lead to him having a better performance against them, and especially with Denver no longer having Bruce Brown to defend him with. And without him, they have only one member of the defensive-minded backcourt from last year, with that being Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and he alone cannot defend both D'Lo and Reeves at the same time. And whichever one of them that he does not defend, which is likely to be D'Angelo Russell, they will have more freedom with Jamal Murray defending them, a guy that's not been known for his defensive ability. And then again, they don't have Bruce Brown coming off the bench to help him out. That role is now being filled by a combination of Christian Braun and Reggie Jackson. And I think if done correctly, the Lakers can find a way to take advantage of that. The game plan will obviously be around LeBron and Anthony Davis per usual, but now they have an opportunity to attack an area that they're not really able to last time, which in my opinion would be a big time missed opportunity if they ignored it. Another important part here will be making Jamal Murray work on defense. They did not do a good job of that last year, and that led to him having plenty of energy to attack them on offense with, a big part of why they ultimately got beat, and arguably why Jamal Murray was the third or fourth best player in that matchup, if not even second or third. I think that will be and should be a part of the Lakers game plan too, but definitely not the only part. Like I referred to before, we are not talking about the same offense here. They have greatly improved compared to last year. I mean, they only found out about the effectiveness of Rui Hachimura around this time last year, but now with nearly 30 games of him within their starting lineup to build continuity, they have been able to become an elite offense, something they are not even close to being in their matchup with Denver last time. But even looking beyond their starting lineup, their entire team has improved offensively. I mean, compared to being one of the worst three-point shooting teams last year, both during the regular season and postseason, they've now become a very good one, even finishing the year being a top 8 team in three-point percentage. And if you compare that to what they did in their matchup during the conference finals, there is a big time difference here. They only shot 34.9% from 3 during that matchup, and at only 2 members their main rotation shoot above 35% from 3. Yikes. Although I cannot imagine that'll happen again. For one, it's nearly a guarantee that LeBron will shoot better. He is no longer being hampered by that foot injury, and he is coming off the best 3-point shooting year of his entire career, very likely allowing him to shoot better than the 27% that he shot during that series. Though another 2 important parts to that will be D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura. Again, I don't find it very likely that D'Lo repeats what happened last year, with them now incorporating him more as a movement shooter, along with simply trying harder to get him open. I would be utterly shocked if he did not improve his 3-point shooting. And then for Hachimura, he's now become a much more comfortable 3-point shooter for them. Don't get me wrong, he shot great for them during that postseason run, but he did not really take that many of them. For example, he only attempted 9 of them during the conference finals. And between the 2 of them, there is a lot of untapped offensive potential here. And if D'Lo would shoot even around 35%, along with Hachimura simply taking more of them, that could account for 5 to 10 more points per game for them, which could definitely be a difference maker. And then finally, Taurean Prince cannot be forgotten about here either. He's really been great for them all year from the 3-point line, but the guy's been heating up lately even more, shooting 50% from 3 during the past 10 games now, and that's another guy they did not have for that matchup. I know I've been talking a lot about their offense, but they simply have so much more to throw at them now, and with pretty much every game they played last year coming down to around 5 to 8 points, that could definitely make a difference. However, the game is not only played on one side of the court, and while I plan to talk more in depth about their defense in a future video, I want to quickly touch on why it could be a factor for them here as well. They might not have been very good on defense during a majority of the past 2 months now, but they've quickly turned that around in the games that have mattered. And simply put, they're a very good defense when they want to be, which they have shown throughout their past 2 games now, a long time throughout the entire year. I mean, they don't always get committed LeBron James on defense, but he definitely does pick it up during the playoffs. And then while Anthony Davis can always be regarded as a great defender, he tends to get even better around this time as well. And they will need him to be for an upcoming matchup with Denver, which he talked about after their game last night.
Yourself to a high standard defensively and your team, and at times this year you've been pretty open about disappointment in your guys' performance on that end. LeBron just said, like, throw out the percentages out the window, the numbers, like that's the regular season. Now it's about winning. What have you guys found as a group to be able to perform at the level you did tonight, and how can you keep it going against Denver?
Play hard. We're just playing hard defensively. We're talking, we communicate with each other. We're protecting each other. I'm not saying that wasn't the case, early in the year or throughout the season, but the trust factor and just having a cohesiveness and multiple games under our belt with certain lineups to be able to just know where guys are going to be defensively. We're talking during timeouts, halftime, before the game, non-game days, just about what we want to do. And so it's good for us. It put us in a position to have, defensively 16-point quarters. I think besides their their first quarter, they had 34. I don't think they hit 30 in the fourth, I think. But we've been really good defensively for a while now. And we got to keep going against a very tough offense in Denver.
I think Anthony Davis made a very good point about having better cohesiveness and more familiarity with certain lineups. And don't get it twisted, that does not only factor into their offense, it definitely plays a part in their defense too. Again, it will obviously be a challenge for them, but they have plenty of defensive firepower to throw at Denver. The utilization of Anthony Davis and Rui Hachimura will be key to their frontcourt, which they have found success with before, but now they have 2 important backcourt additions with Dinwiddie and Vincent too. And that'll be something we'll talk more in depth about in the future. But with all of that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the upcoming matchup with the Denver Nuggets? And do you think the Lakers have the ability to make the outcome different compared to last time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.